Today we're going to look at modifying a configurable dashboard. We're going to start off by logging in as an admin. The user performing the edits to the layout of a configurable dashboard needs to have permissions to modify that dashboard. So here we can see our existing dashboard. If we go back down to our configurable dashboards menu selection, so now we'll go in and modify the configurable dashboard. I just want to modify the layout of it. That is done using this gear icon. The pencil icon allows me to go through and take and change the name as well as the roles associated with it. So in this case, I have Northwell Hospital, and then I can go through and take and assign any roles for users that I want to be able to take and access this particular configurable dashboard. So let's select on our gear icon. In order to take and change the layout of this, there's a couple of different tools I have in place. So first off, I can go through and turn on the show grid slider, and that'll add in these dashed lines, which will give me a visual reference for the width that I may want to make these individual sections. So let's go in and we'll grab the slider icon down here at the bottom right of the gray zone on which I've placed my components. I'll drag that over. I'll place it at approximately the 50% mark. And then I can go through and take in, if I want, I can move items from what I've laid out below up into this upper area. So in this case, we're going to go through and take and add in, hit the plus sign. That gives me another gray area here. I can't just drag from the bottom here up to the top. Even if I resize it, it will not allow me to do it. So I'm going to go through and add a new, essentially a new palette in the background here. And then I can go through and take and drag my component up to the top. You'll notice it did not carry over the permissions that I had assigned down at the bottom. So I'm going to go through and take and set up the same user roles. So I'm going to say admin, manager, and partner are all going to be allowed to see this as well. So let's find our admin, our manager, and our partner. Okay, so now we've got, this will exhibit the same behavior as it did when it was down below. And we can say we're just going to leave this down at the bottom. I could go through and take and move the other component over as well. I've got this external call for credit limit, so I can take and move this component at this point. If I want to save everything, I still need to explicitly save. Otherwise, nothing will be persisted. If you find you make a mistake or you want to just back out, you can simply select the back button up here at the top left, and that'll bring you back out. And when you come back in, it'll be exactly as it was. So let's click save. And now we get the new view that we had laid out. And this will carry over based on my different users. So if I log out and log back in as my buyer, when I go to the dashboard, I only get those items that I have permission to view. Now we'll log in as the manager. And now we see the manager's view of this. So we'll see the, in this case, the business interactions that have been sent above the manager for approval by the director. And we'll also see the business interactions that the manager has set for approval. Let's log back in as an admin. And then we can go back to our configurable dashboard layout again. And make any other changes we want to make. So if I wanted to add in a new component at this level, again, I can add in whatever components I may want to appear. So I can, again, add in a products component in this case. If I want to take and have that displayed at the top, I can drag it up to the top. And again, I can take and configure what do I want display here. So in this case, maybe I just want to say I want inventoryable saleable products to show up within this. Maybe we only want the last 10. So now when we go and save, we'll now get another list of products that will be available to all users based on the permissions that we have assigned within the template. So this is how you go through and take and change your configurable dashboards, change the appearance of them, add any other components you may choose to create on your own and customize and add into the display. Thank you for your time.